Hi there, Taurus. Thank you so much for tuning in, love and light to y'all here. Let's take a moment. Thank you for connecting, for tuning into you, dear Taurus. Let us get right on started here for you. I'm hearing Sagittarius right off the bat, and I'm beckoned to leave here the Father of Wands on the spread. I just did, what reading did I just do? I did the reading of, not Aquarius, but I am hearing Aquarius. I'm catching sight here of the Mother of Swords as well, the Ace of Swords. Very interesting because it's almost as if there are these characters that are like coming out to be, I'm hearing commemorated, whatever that may mean, in particular for a number of you. There could be, I'm getting it could be related to the Venus retrograde period. Perhaps a specific message here coming through for a number of you. I'm seeing it as being related to what you are connecting the dots to. I'm hearing as well, it can be financially, just as I said, the Eight of Pentacles coming through, and the Five of Swords upright. There's a focus perhaps even on setting a contract, and I'm hearing with a certain radio station. Okay, very exciting. You got the Emperor that's leading into this interaction. I'm seeing for a number of you, there may be a conversation, and I was meditating on your energy before I turned on the camera, Taurus, and I was getting this feeling for you of this, like, knowingness that you are going to be kind of like, it's like, I'm going to be moving. I know I'm going to have to talk to them about it. I'm hearing specifically the landlord. Take it as you will. I'm going to have to be it also a certain industry business. It's like, I'm going to be moving into a new, I'm hearing pastors that don't really understand my past, but that's okay. And this energy came through for you. Was it for Taurus in your I believe it was also Virgo had this energy coming through in their their November reading. Okay, nonetheless, take it as you will. I'm getting this feeling of like there being somewhat of a turnaround with their, I'm hearing with the Hermit coming through in reverse, so maybe dealing with a Virgo. This can also be, though, for a number of you, a process, I'm hearing, of cycle of development, of what actually is being, I mean, this could be a court case for a number of you, absolutely the Fool here coming through as well, looking over beyond the Nine of Cups in reverse. I'm hearing somewhere over the rainbow with the Nine of Cups, like, I'm hearing bluebirds fly, but the one that's going to be flying out of the box, very interesting, the Six of Wands coming through right then and there, Taurus, the blue butterfly. I was focusing though here on the bird, the white bird on the Judgment card. I almost said Justice, take it as you will. This episode I'm getting for a number of you, this has to do with what you sort of make very official. There could be, again, a sort of conversation. I'm getting this feeling of like, I'm going to eventually be telling everyone that I'm not Jim, but I'm actually I'm hearing Jiffy Lube this time, whatever that may mean, particularly for a number of you. Take it as you will. I'm seeing it as like there being somewhat of a shift even in the way that things are carried out, organized. I'm hearing publicly, I'm hearing presidency, the Daughter of Pentacles in reverse. I want to keep this card here. I'm hearing with the Seven of Pentacles, and the Lovers in reverse wants to remain as well. The Lovers in reverse are flying back into the Temperance card and the Six of Wands to give them a last final notice. The Justice card coming through, absolutely for a number of you. This may be having to do with Six of Cups as well. This might have to do with something that you want to perhaps talk to someone about, and it's like, I feel like we've got feathers for a reason, honey, and I think that we've got to kind of use them, finance them, and find them, and understand exactly what we want to be. I'm hearing telling I'm hearing our former colleagues. Very interesting, and I'm seeing for a number of you that it's a process of I'm hearing transcendence of values of exactly what are we actually in the Ten of Pentacles coming through, the Moon right next to the Six of Pentacles, the Mother of Pentacles mirroring the world upright, and the Four of Cups in reverse smacked them in between the two. I'm hearing this is a very, I'm hearing conservative conversation for a number of you in a way though where it's like, it's not about what we don't talk about, it's a matter of what we talk about in ways that don't kind of like dance on the dance floor when we're kind of having it. I'm hearing that conversation. I'm hearing doing it as well. Whatever that may mean. I'm seeing for a number of you, this might be like a brainstorming session even, and it's like, let's talk about how money works, and let's talk about what what we want to be having a conversation about I'm hearing in an interdisciplinary way. This could be related to matters of also academics. The Six of Pentacles, the Mother of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles. But I'm seeing for a number of you that this has to do with like almost like financing. Like, how do I want to finance our future? I'm hearing kids and husband as well, whatever that may mean. In particular, for a number of you, maybe kind of planning and really understanding more of what the concept even of the framework of stability means for you. And it's like, does it mean having a house? Does it mean feeling like there's a present for the company that knows how to present certain facts and figures in a way that doesn't make others question where they found their I'm hearing their findings. The Father of Swords. This for a number of you can be I'm hearing community as well. I'm hearing service award that is being presented. I'm hearing that for a number of you. It can be related though to matters of communication. Again, I'm hearing strong. The Nine of Swords upright, right next to the Two of Cups. There's something here, Taurus, for a number of you that rather you may have been wanting to kind of work on and work steadily towards holding the conversation space for. This can also be an energetic sort of mention. I'm hearing also honorable mention where you're like, okay, I'm working in a certain direction on certain projects that are, let's say, financially focused. I realize though that there is also, I'm hearing a soup girl or two that I want to also tell the story of. And I'm seeing this as being a reflection of what you recognize of this experience in this chapter that you're now moving into, that you may be also challenging. I'm beckoning to leave here the Mother of Cups who looks over at the Fool. You may be dealing with a Cancer, and I believe it was Cancer who I did the last reading for. Okay, so take it as you will, but yet again, I'm getting this feeling of like wanting to almost like, it's like, if I'm going to be closing out this business and moving into another one, what am I going to be also communicating of the cycle that I've moved through in kind of having the clarity to do that? And I'm seeing like someone who, let's say, stepping down from a certain position, or like even moving homes. And it's like, it's like, why are you working in I'm hearing Baltimore now. I'm hearing Willamette as well. I'm hearing university. This can be happening on an academic level. It's like, why are you actually not working with that one I'm hearing Wash girl anymore with the Mother of Cups and the Fool. Take it as you will here, Taurus. I'm hearing Capricorn. I'm hearing candid shots, the Mother of Cups. I'm hearing like someone is a photographer. The Magician here coming through again at the apex of the spread, and the Emperor as well remains. There's a focus on what Taurus, on what someone has to say to you. And for a number of you, this might be, I'm not getting it as like a critique, but I'm getting it as like almost like I'm seeing it again as like somebody who was moving into another industry, or like moving into another space in which they uphold a certain philosophy as well. The Justice card upright. I'm hearing sticks and stones can break my bones, but words will never hurt me, whatever that may mean. If for a number of you, the Mother of Swords in reverse, right next to the Justice card upright. You may be dealing with a Libra who stands really tall, I'm hearing, and straight upright when they're wearing their favorite vest, whatever that may mean, in particular for a number of you. It's like someone may be really connected to, I'm hearing matters of communication that are somewhat, I'm hearing audience-oriented, like reflective in a, like they might also be, I'm seeing it as like being related to how someone is also understood in a social space, like socially, in a social paradigm. The feeling though, Taurus, yet again, is that I'm almost seeing you like, I'm hearing switching an outfit or two, and having a different way, let's say, of carrying out a certain act. Again, I'm getting for a number of you, this has to do with a certain philosophy or a certain stance that you take even socially. And it's like this feeling, in whatever way that may be for you, what does it mean to be social? What does it mean to have a certain standpoint that we recognize in a social space? Like, what does that mean exactly? And be it on a level that is I'm here again related to a community service award. Again, take it as you will. It's almost like, what's the speech going to be kind of feeling. Nonetheless, and who am I going to, let's say, mention it? The feeling though is like, as you're getting, I'm almost seeing you like getting changed for this new way of also carrying out your homework. The Father of Wands upright with the Ten of Cups leading right out of the Judgment card. I'm hearing the Father of Wands has its back to the Death card, and the Death card is looking over at the Magician. I'm hearing who looks like Magic Johnson, but without the commentators like circling them. Very interesting. Whatever that may mean in particular for you. It's like I'm seeing like someone who doesn't really get like publicity for just any sort of space or story that they cover. This can be like, again, like related to how someone is recognized in a social space. Maybe you're an energy Taurus, it may be that of another, but let's get back into it here with the Father of Wands. They have a lot of jokes, I'm hearing as well, that they want to tell an audience. This can be a performative sort of space that you want to take on. But yet again, I'm hearing, let's get back to it. The network part, the networking part, the network of the model that we're making somewhat, I'm hearing practical, but also I'm hearing professional by way of how we impassionate with guidance. I'm hearing guidance counselor, very interesting. There's something that you may be leading a community, or I'm hearing like representing a community or re-representing a community for, and it may be a certain like, for a number of you, maybe like starting up a new business, you may be having a whole new way of carrying that out, but I'm seeing here very clearly that there's a space that you want to move into that someone feels kind of like that is an equation that they want to help you solve, and you like turn around and you're like, oh, I'm not talking about that though. I'm not talking about, I'm hearing rags to riches stories that don't rake leaves in the morning, whatever that may mean in particular for you. It's like, someone is like, let's say broadcasting something, but I'm seeing that someone, I'm hearing like has a hit or miss sort of, I'm hearing Hierophant. You may be dealing, it's your own energy, Taurus, but you may be dealing with another Taurus, but matters that are somewhat like someone like offers you this like conventional wisdom, and you're like, whatever that may mean, right? It's like, and you're like, look, I'm hearing, I'm not actually cultivating a garden that works like that. I'm hearing de-weeding I'm hearing a nest that has been resting here. I'm hearing on its laurels, the Hanged Man, whatever that may mean for a number of you. There could be a Pisces that you're dealing with, and there may be a focus on how you've been actually also moving through on a very personal level this cycle, I'm hearing, of love. Very interesting. It can be happening on an energetic level. I'm hearing that strongly for a number of you. I'm hearing a vibration as well. Now let us get the cards out for you, Taurus. And right, the full moon was in your very own sign. This is your full moon in Taurus reading. Do your new moon in Scorpio reading. Let's see what I'm hearing everyone has to say about that. And you might have an audience here around this time. I'm hearing Leo strongly here with the Emperor. Someone's making a visit, I'm hearing as well, perhaps back home. I'm getting related to the death card. Taurus, the feeling I'm getting is that you realize that there are times, I'm hearing times like these, da 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 da. Because it's times like these, what's that song? If anybody knows, please comment. And thank you all so much for your dear comments, your likes, your shares, your subscriptions. I'm so touched by all of you. Thank you for your dear support, Taurus. I'm hearing Aquarius here strong. I'm hearing, let's get on. I'm hearing on a move here with the audience now. The Fool upright looking over at the Daughter Cup. Someone might be, let me tune in right here for you, Taurus. Someone might be, I'm hearing leasing out a certain space that they're, and it can be your own energy, absolutely, Taurus, but I'm seeing this is perhaps another individual as well who has a rocket ship that they want to rock with you. I'm hearing musically, I'm hearing talent agency. Like, I'm seeing this person, if you're dealing with an Aquarius, they are, I'm hearing aquamarine in their aura, whatever that may mean in a particular number of you. I'm seeing that was like, let's say, being related to how they, I'm hearing recite their vows. Very interesting, like someone who's very, I'm hearing countess, I'm hearing headdress with a Fool. Like somebody who's, they might have a lot of Virgo in the chart as well. I'm getting that strongly for a number of you. Somebody who's somewhat, I'm hearing like a risk taker, but not in the way of like how they leap into a certain experience. It's like they just have this vision that holds variables to it that no one really, I'm hearing feels like they can vacate the mission of. I'm hearing the mission statement of as well, but like at the same time, like this might be someone who's a really highly skilled communicator. I'm hearing challenger as well. They might have a lot of Aquarius in their chart, a lot of air in their chart. They might be represented by a lawyer as well who is not lost in his game, that he doesn't play because he's busy winning it. Like I'm seeing someone who's really, I'm hearing leasing office management, but someone, I'm not seeing it like in a way of like, we're gonna challenge you, and I'm hearing we're gonna win, like not like in this kind of way. I'm seeing it as there being somewhat, and it may be related to another individual, someone with a lot of earth in the chart, Capricorn, Taurus, I'm hearing Aries as well. Somebody who's an entrepreneur, has their own business. They may be represented by this individual. They may be working towards their vision in some kind of way. I'm seeing innovation, technology. I'm hearing R&D, research and development. Nonetheless, I'm seeing this person has perhaps been hired, commissioned to carry out a certain stage of analysis. Okay. Nonetheless, the feeling I'm getting here for you, for a number of you, is that this person is just really enterprising, really innovative, and the principles that they promise to throw a party with eventually down the line are somewhat polarizing to the people who don't play with time like that, who, let's say, like they put 1 penny away every day in their savings account, whatever that means for a number of you, and no judgments here at all, but and they tell the bank teller to tell them what time it is when time's up, like whatever that may mean for a number of you. It's like I'm seeing someone who, and it can be your own energy, Taurus, but I'm seeing it as like I'm hearing lion, lioness, the Leo. There's like something that perhaps is being I'm hearing schooled academically as well, something that is being planned, researched, prepared for. Okay, now let us get a few more cards out for you, Taurus, but I'm hearing someone has a level in their mind that they want to reach when they're learning, and it can be someone with a really high standard of how they want to also memorize certain words. And it's almost like no. I'm imagining somebody who's like an actor and actress, and they're like no. We don't just memorize the motion picture film as a mission statement, that we can also, I'm hearing stamp, I'm hearing and tell our children the bedtime story of. This is not something that is like, I'm hearing a fable, a fairy tale, or a storyline that stops, starts, and then goes again. It's like, this is something that actually has a rhythm to it that is not just, I'm hearing again like Jiffy Lubed, but I'm seeing it as like there being a certain shift in the way that something, as you may perceive it, is to be carried out. And it may be channeled for a number of you. It's like, I feel like I need to channel this, not change the clothes on the mannequin of it. It's like, this is something that I feel like I need to challenge my own manifestation abilities too. It's like, I don't want to just write, I'm hearing the next best short story, I'm hearing novel. I want to know that what I'm working on has been, I'm hearing colored in with, I'm hearing lines that don't lead back to the house that they kind of like were written in. Very interesting. It's almost like I want people to find my work elusive even for a number of you. And this can be someone else's perspective as well. And you might be looking at them like, what are you doing? I'm hearing, that's not how we write letters to the leasing agent office, whatever that may mean in a particular number of you. I'm seeing someone who's almost like writing like a lease contract with like letters that don't leave, I'm hearing an impression, like that don't leave like I'm hearing also like formality to the form that they allude to. Very like it could be someone kind of like finagling a script, I'm hearing as well, or like changing a few lines here and there in ways that kind of leave the audience guessing a little more. It's like, okay, instead of telling them that they're going to be wearing this kind of I'm hearing gas mask, I'm hearing outfit, take it as you will, Taurus. We're going to be telling them, or we're going to be putting in the contract that there are actually going to be performances that they will need to like find time to believe in, whatever that may mean for a number of you. And I'm seeing there being somewhat of like a vagueness to the way that, and it can be taken, perceived, into a number of ways, and always write general reading, dear Taurus, but I'm seeing that for a number of you, this is energetic work. I'm seeing that you might feel like you're reciting something, you're presenting something, you're having a conversation that isn't just like, I'm hearing maneuverable by way of putting some elbow grease on, and like nudging your neighbors and saying like, all right, let's have the I'm hearing commotion kind of I'm hearing talked about now in a different way. It's like, no, I'm hearing this is not just a coloring book with I'm hearing chapters in it. Okay, and I'm seeing it in. This is happening perhaps on a spiritual level here for a number of you. Now let us pull through my cards over here for you, dear Taurus. There could be a focus on a physical space that you might be really focused on. I'm hearing vacating specifically, and you may be moving here. There could be a focus on perhaps even moving particular goods. I'm hearing financial assets. Again, I'm seeing for a number of you strongly that this has to do with financing and trading. I'm hearing stocks as well, value. Let us get the gods out and see what comes through for you. Dear Taurus. I'm hearing talk to me like I would talk to my former boss. I'm hearing also myself, the Daughter of Cups in reverse, mirroring and merging with the vision of the Daughter of Pentacles in reverse. Someone is really curious to know and really, I'm hearing like putting in the effort to kind of like, I'm hearing stalk you, to perhaps even get a moment with you. You may be dealing with someone who's got a lot of Sagittarius, Pisces in their chart, a lot of water in their chart as well. They might be like a teacher who like feels like you have a lot of potential in a certain range. I'm hearing of speaking, I'm hearing about certain topics, and they're like, I really want you to have, I'm hearing a moment, I'm hearing a space and also a home base in this classroom, and they might kind of like want you to be the teacher's like assistant, sort of feeling the full coming through, perhaps with research, matters of research, writing, speaking. Also, I'm hearing again research and development. I'm seeing that you might be considering locating exactly where the assets sit in the treasure chest in that particular proposal. You might be considering the financial ramifications, or not necessarily ramifications, but the financial sort of matters at play, and also those that are related to socio-political perceptions of the role that you would be playing. It's like, if I were to work with that one teacher or work in that one office or talk about that one topic, how would the train that I'm conducting kind of be also, I'm hearing moved differently, but I'm seeing it as like also by way of who gets on. And it's like, there could be a feeling of like, if you're, let's say, if you have a show or you have some kind of performance and you sell tickets for it, kind of feeling. You have an audience, let's say Taurus. The strength card is going to be through right over the world. Yes, there's a major change here, a major shift, Taurus, that you may feel. I'm getting the keys ready. I'm hearing to get the girls. I'm hearing on the show. I'm hearing also on the road. I'm hearing also on the board. I'm hearing public acclaim assets. For a number of you, again, this may be like a court case, but yet again, I'm getting this feeling of like, if I were to partner up in this way, if I were to also make certain claims, how would that finance my, I'm hearing former colleagues? And you might be kind of thinking of what I'm hearing solutions or remedies financially might be needed to like make up for that. It's like, well, we're gonna lose followers. I'm hearing specifically if we start following this one guest speaker all the way home, and kind of showing people how they live and what they work on when they're not working with just any old. I'm hearing winter month, whatever that may mean in particular for a number of you. I'm seeing like you almost wanting to like, even like, I'm seeing for a number of you gauge a certain dynamic. I'm hearing Gallaudet University with the Father of Cups in reverse, Ten of Cups, and it's like this, Taurus. It's like, I'm almost seeing someone who has like a radio talk show or something, and they have certain characters that they promote there, and it's almost this feeling of like, we used to just kind of, I'm hearing take their stories or take their talks to a certain place. I'm hearing physically, but now we want to kind of move with that character and see where they go. And it's almost like I'm seeing someone who wants to like move I'm hearing radio host to different like stations or like to different stops. I'm hearing on the path that's traveled. I'm almost seeing like a journalist who's being like who's like documenting their travels. And it's like, okay, if we were to do that, how would we escape certain mentalities unscathed? Take it as you will, like in certain spaces, the Six of Cups upright. I'm seeing this has to do with travel for a number of you. Also though, how it is that you are like working with certain social constructs. I'm hearing also communities and also cultural norms. I'm hearing spaces that I'm hearing conversations that challenge, but I'm not saying it's like just social conversations, but I'm hearing or cultural conversations, but like something that has to do with how you I'm hearing communicate with a broad range of audiences. And it's like that might feel complicated to you, but at the same time like kind of complementary to the type of work that you want to carry out down the line. And it's like, or even just in general. And I'm seeing you like kind of wanting to act out a certain role that you realize others will recognize you in versions. I'm hearing in various versions of yourself, the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Very interesting. I'm seeing this as almost like someone like having like recognized your work in a different way at a certain point in time. They're like, wait, didn't you just go and talk to this other world? I'm hearing world, I'm hearing wanton, take it as you want. I'm getting related to the 6 of Cups, whatever that may mean for a number of you, not necessarily in any particular way, but there's perhaps a focus on, and just sort of it's just coming through here, Taurus, I'm just not going to mention, again, not in any particular way, but I'm seeing it as you kind of like wanting to engage in a community in reference the many, I'm hearing disparate parts, seemingly, that as you may perceive it, or as it may be perceived in a social way or reference, it's like, yeah, all these different communities, they're so different. And then I'm seeing you like kind of wanting to like talk to each one of them and be like, hey, you know what? Let's get, I'm hearing together. And then I'm hearing analytically analysis. You may be like commissioning work even in different communities. And, but I'm almost seeing it as, very like study groups. Like, again, I'm getting this feeling rather for you, Taurus, of like wanting to somewhat dissolve the space of boundary around what you broadcast, I'm hearing as well. But interestingly, in a way that makes you identify with certain groups that have boundaries to them socially, and as it may be perceived, as you may be communicating it as well. Very interesting, but I'm seeing it as like, as you also maybe like collecting data points of in relation to it. I'm almost seeing like something for you, Taurus, that relates to how you, I'm hearing, hold the house upside down when you're holding it for a conversation. The Hangman in reverse, it's mirroring the High Priestess in reverse. There's a focus on, again, it's like I'm seeing you like kind of being like, hey, I'm addressing, or I'm dancing to the beat of hearts that have different, I'm hearing heart values, I'm hearing valves as well, whatever that may mean. It's like I'm hearing different perhaps perspectives. I'm hearing solutions as well to certain problems. I'm hearing, again, social. Okay, Taurus, let's get moving here with the 9 of Cups. Leading into the 5 of Wands in reverse, leading into the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Someone has, I'm hearing, a really happy space in their heart for you. They really believe in what you're doing here, Taurus. They really want to know more of what you're working on, and they feel like your work has a space to it that challenges the rest of spaces. I'm hearing also that maybe put at rest once you go live with your work. And the 10 of Cups here is in reverse, mirroring the Daughter Cups in reverse. You may be dealing with the Pisces. If you are, I'm hearing they love you to bits. I'm hearing to pieces, and also in perspectives that don't have a disclosure announcement for them. And it's like this person doesn't really have a dynamic that they live through with you in. It's not necessarily, again, something that is like, oh, they're my father, they're my mother, they're my brother, they're my sister, they're my best friend, and they're my I'm hearing fairy tale future. It's like I'm not necessarily in any financial way, also physical way, I'm getting as well, focused on them, and they may not be focused on me in that way either, but for a number of you they may be. I mean, I'm getting that they may also be working with you or wanting to work with you, strike up a contract, but it's like they may not yet be financially focused on you, but I'm seeing it as like, or involved with you, but I'm hearing networking here. But Taurus, at the end of the day, I'm hearing sound in the room that has verses to it. I'm hearing also I'm hearing verbs to it, verbalizations as well to it, that tell you that there's a whole lot more talking when you're taking the mic. I'm hearing also all the way home, and I'm seeing that it may be related to what you are channeling. And there may be a focus on what you're connecting to in that space. I'm hearing in the audience members, take it as you will, Taurus. Let us pull the cards and see what comes through for you. Okay. I'm hearing lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly with the World, Mother of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords here in reverse. Take it as you will, Taurus. Let's gather those cards though yet again and see how they roll out of the Rolodex this time. Okay, let's pull the cards and see what comes through for you. There's something that you're really like clearing the slate with. I'm seeing you like taking a big like map and just I'm hearing kind of panning it out, almost like straightening it out, like as if it's been like crinkled. You're like kind of just like I'm hearing also like massaging the memories out in a certain ways, whatever that may mean for you. The Daughter of Cups here. This can be happening on an energetic, emotional level. You may be also wondering what is actually being worked with. I'm hearing also walked on as a bridge that is made of sunshine and rainbows, and it's like, okay, what's the potential here? What's the prospect? What's the proposal? It can be related to your vision. I'm getting strongly that for a number of you, this is related to vows. It's like, what am I actually going, when I'm gonna go talk to them about this, what am I actually gonna be telling them? And that's not necessarily by way of, let's say, just what my coattails hang out and showcase. I'm hearing the talent of, but what I'm actually delivering, I'm hearing specifically to my audience as a I'm hearing vision, and I'm seeing you as like having a vision, Taurus, that you want to sort of like reflect, a vision that you kind of want to also I'm hearing vestibule with the Devil in reverse, and you may want to make money with as well, on a big scale. Like I'm talking like big time bucks. Like I'm hearing I'm not going to be leaving the courtroom, I'm hearing as well, without papers that tell me that I'm flying back home as well. Sorry about that. We were saying, it's like I'm seeing you like wanting to confirm what you're actually getting a evaluation of, and I'm seeing you like wanting to make sure that even like you're being acknowledged in that space, and that what it is that you are actually also setting as a need, I'm hearing as an intention, is being addressed formally, but also on a feeling space. I'm hearing feeling level, emotionally, energetically, and it's like, if I need to have somewhat of a, I'm hearing knee-high cap, like knee-high like boots, in order to make my bounce one that bounces in the boardroom. I'm hearing break room, break dancing. I'm almost saying it like this for a number of you, Taurus. Like I'm hearing Virgo here strongly. It's like, I need also a raise in order to feel like I can have this conversation in ways that allow me to go home feeling like I'm really also having space in my life to love the letters that I write when I go home too. And it's like, you might kind of just like, you might be a freelancer, I'm hearing that for a number of you, and you might want like more time and space to kind of I'm hearing expand your network. I'm hearing also though your market. I'm seeing that as being perhaps socially focused as well, where it's like, I want to not just have to think about money. And for that to be the case, I'm here specifically for a number of you, I need to know that it's not a case that I need to open with anyone to discuss down the line. This energy was coming through for, I believe it was Sagittarius or Leo. Perhaps even Gemini or Cancer. Okay. Nonetheless, it's like this feeling of like setting the standard here. And if someone's offering you like some I'm hearing dollhouse of a door that they're offering I'm hearing your work to be like moved through. I'm seeing you kind of being like, okay, I'm glad that you're deciding at least on something here, but it needs to be, I'm hearing a fashion show that feels like a runway for me, that leads not into the next boardroom for another conversation, but I'm hearing out of the house that and I'm hearing court again here for number of you, out of the space that has been like purely, I'm hearing commercialized, like purely talking about money, like purely talking, whatever that meant for you. What is money? What is currency? What does it mean to create something? What does it mean to also carry something out creatively? Take it as you will. I'm seeing you like kind of wanting to leave room for more of like a management role. I'm hearing specifically here with the Father of Pentacles. This can be like, I want to invest my money in a direction that, in an industry that doesn't just make me more money, but makes me feel like I'm making memories that are not just like, I'm hearing again like a fairy tale, like wouldn't it be nice if da da da, like, but something that actually reflects your values. And I'm hearing the space that you would like to upkeep, I'm hearing keep on the bookshelf for, I'm hearing years to come. And I'm hearing light years as well. I'm the Devil in reverse, I'm hearing the Lovers upright, I'm hearing analysis too. And I'm getting this feeling of you, for you, Taurus, of like, if we were to project this one proposal, this one project if we were to pitch this as well to a certain community, how is it that the way that they would react would make very clear what makes memories I'm hearing moving, and what would the reaction be? And I'm seeing you gauging a reaction here. I'm getting there's a strong focus on the Virgo archetype, Daughter of Pentacles coming through, the Mother of Pentacles, Son of Pentacles. This could be like even like a family business that is being I'm hearing rewired, re-networked. It could also be related to how certain people are worked into a contract or reworked into a certain standardized, I'm hearing testing space for a number of this. I'm hearing analysis. This can also, though, I'm hearing be research and academics. Okay, but yet again, I'm seeing that there's somewhat of a verbal space that you realize is reflective, that you realize is having a Hollywood moment with your verse that you tell. And it's a bit abstract here for Taurus. But the feeling I'm getting for you is that you realize I'm going to be talking about this one topic. When I do that, for example, I'm going to be talked about. And I get that there are words, I'm hearing there are versions of the story that I tell that don't really have values that I keep, whatever that may mean for a number of you. And I know that perhaps my work can be interpreted in a number of ways, but that's not going to be something that I vacate my space for. I'm hearing that specifically. I'm seeing you wanting to make a major change, but for reasons and in ways that make your audience understand and become and grow more aware of what exactly your values are in such a way that is not just like I'm hearing I'm hearing vacation oriented, where it's like I'm making these decisions because I want to go to, I'm hearing Cabo San Lucas and tell ghost stories around a campfire. Like I'm seeing it as like you wanting people to kind of like take your work seriously, and not just your work, but like your I'm hearing your world seriously, that which you are admitting, I'm hearing readily, that you see as being a work in progress. And it's like I'm seeing you again like wanting to present something very clearly as being a new direction. I'm hearing also a new habitat that you and it can be industrial, like the industry rather, like an industry focus, industrial in that way, but always take it as you will, that you're working in. All right, let us get the cards out for you here, Taurus, and see what comes through. Again, this is your full moon in Taurus reading leading into your new moon in Scorpio reading. Let us see what comes through for you. Taurus, I'm seeing you like solving certain math problems before the game. I'm getting this might be related to court. I'm hearing courtroom dynamics here. The Seven of Wands upright, Six of Swords upright. The Wheel of Fortune smacked in between the two. There's a focus on what you are guessing will be the reaction to your gifts. I'm hearing that you now glorify. And it's like, if I'm coming out and telling everyone that I'm a singer, what are they going to be starting up also as a conversation after the show with me? And I'm seeing you kind of like wondering, if I say this, what are people gonna then want to like talk to me about? I'm hearing on the talk show, and I'm almost seeing it as something that you kind of are curious about, but also contemplating very carefully, because you don't want to be, I'm hearing, feeling like the donkey who has its tail pinned to the, I'm hearing classroom as well, board of beliefs, where it's like, I am now being asserted as a certain orientation that I don't necessarily even take on, but that I just talk about. And okay, very interesting here, Taurus. I'm seeing though that there is a focus on what you are talking about as being related to a vision, but I'm seeing as well that it's something that is a variable, and you're like, hi kids, I'm hearing this is a variable reality. I'm hearing that we live in, that we choose. I'm hearing as well the Star coming through, mirroring the Mother of Cups. You may be dealing with someone with a lot of Aquarius in their chart, as well as someone with a lot of Pisces, a lot of water energy as well. I'm getting that strongly for a number of you, as well as I'm hearing Cancer and Scorpio. Okay, but there's a focus on, I'm seeing it again like in a classroom, Taurus, and you're like, look kids, we're gonna be talking about how, and I'm back gonna like lower this, okay. I'm seeing like, hi kids, we're gonna be talking about certain times I'm hearing that don't tell time, and people are like, oh man, I'm hearing she's crazy. Like, whatever that may mean, remember, like, oh, okay, I'm hearing she's got, I'm hearing her Rolodex again, like she's working with, I'm hearing high rulers again, whatever that may mean. Like, I'm seeing people perhaps as you may be perceiving it, or sort of like preoccupied about it, perhaps in a certain way. Not like in a professional way though, where you're like, oh my goodness, like what's gonna happen to my position here. I'm seeing it as like being like, how are people gonna be walking around in the classroom when I play this particular music? And I'm seeing you kind of wanting to gauge the, I'm hearing the gymnastics of the I'm hearing globalization effect, whatever that may mean, in particular for a number of you related to the Three of Pentacles upright, Ten of Cups upright. There could be a negotiation here on the table. I'm hearing though as well, one that is somewhat, I'm hearing Gasper with the hangman, the Hierophant in reverse, looking over at the world upright. I'm hearing getting ready to adjust your seat though, Taurus, in the way that makes you feel like you're riding in the train. I'm hearing in the same train that you're setting and establishing the values for. I'm hearing in the way that it is recognized on a personal level first, and it's like, this is the direction I move in because I am believing in it, and that's going to be taken as a hardcore system. I'm hearing value of beliefs for others perhaps, but I'm gonna challenge them to that duel, because I don't really need to have I'm hearing a handle on the doorknob, very interesting, in order to hand a certain opportunity as well to others. And I'm seeing you like there being a challenging space here, rather to say it in this way, that there's somewhat of a space that you realize is going to be commented on, okay, in whatever way that we meant for you. And I'm like beckoning to drop back the Seven of Cups on the floor, which had dropped a little while back, right? And I'm seeing you like, again, like feeling that there's a dance floor even for the way that you carry out a certain dance move. And it's something that I'm hearing is racy. I'm hearing as well the Seven of Wands upright, the Chair in reverse, and it's almost like, what would Mother Mary tell me to I'm hearing memorize if she saw me making this kind of move. And I'm hearing as well in like an industry, I'm almost saying like, I was taught not to knock on wood, whatever that may mean in particular, or like I was taught not to like I'm hearing let certain people through the front door if they didn't leave I'm hearing a note at it first, whatever that may mean in particular for you. It's like I'm seeing you kind of being somewhat hearing adversary here, somewhat of an adversary, the Seven of Wands, right? In whatever way that may be taken for you, Taurus. But I'm seeing that you are curious, very curious, the moon upright, to kind of like just entertain that space and see, I'm hearing how Houdini can actually hold a house party with, I'm hearing his many former colleagues while financing a whole new, I'm hearing forward focus at the same time, whatever that may mean, a particular number of you, like how the Eight of Pentacles coming through the chair in reverse. I'm seeing you like wanting to kind of see how a certain also corporate character can be upheld in a space that is somewhat characterized in so many different ways. I'm hearing prejudice here. I'm hearing analysis. Take it as you will. The Father comes upright. It's like, in whatever way that may meant for you, taken for you. It's like I'm seeing there being so many different also personas or perspectives of how a certain I'm hearing community is being I'm hearing connected here. Let us pull the cards and see what comes through here. Taurus, again, it can be taken perceived into a number of ways. Always take it as you will. I'm not going to mention that, and not in any particular way. Dear Taurus, always take it as you will, and right, it's not necessarily meant in any particular way, as it's sort of being communicated. Whatever that may mean, in particular for a number of you. Alrighty, Two of Pentacles here in reverse, mirroring the Ace of Swords upright. Let us get our marriage documents ready for this one, whatever that may mean, in particular for a number of you, maybe making a proposal. But let's let's get it started. Let's get it started here. Taurus, let's see what's been coming through around the full moon in Taurus. Let's see what's been coming through. I'm hearing let's leave the footprints to be followed and not formalized. I'm seeing you presenting something here very clearly, Taurus. It can be to yourself. It's like I told myself that this was my ambition. That this was my also audience, and this is the ego that would be. I'm hearing commentating on it, perhaps in an objective way of like what they see of what the work is that I'm carrying out. I'm seeing there being somewhat here, Taurus, of a timed space. This can be academic, absolutely, for a number of you, but like a timed space that has a whole lot of ticks on the clock to it, where it's like we're working with perhaps a certain material that is managed differently by different corporations, by different people at those corporations on different time zones at different times of the year. And this is something that we need to talk about, something that we though also want to not make like the topic of the talk itself. And I'm seeing you wanting to address something perhaps in a very serious way, in a very communicative way, Ace of Swords upright, and perhaps even in a little bit of like a challenging way, but not like in a childish way where it's like, you told me that you would be commenting on my critique, I'm hearing yesterday. I'm hearing when I first made the mantelpiece. I'm seeing this as being related to like artwork, okay? But I'm seeing like I'm hearing claims as well. Like someone maybe like valuing your work, or like I'm seeing almost like objects like that are being like valued. Okay, but Taurus, I'm seeing it again. It's like there's this process of discretion. I'm hearing though also of like dissemination of certain discussions. I'm hearing discussions that it's like a highly, I'm hearing collaborative space, and that you might be feeling you kind of want to gain clarity with, but not by way of like addressing very clearly, where it's like if something has been confusing or something has been somewhat complex in the way that it's carried out in a number of communities. I'm hearing by way of a number of individuals. I'm hearing in a number of languages. I'm seeing you not wanting to like go up to each one and be like, look, we have to talk about the complexity of this program. I'm hearing and how it's being carried out. I'm seeing you like kind of just wanting to sort of just model a whole new image. I'm hearing also a message that makes room for growth in the ways that challenge what has been created, I'm hearing, and upheld as a standard in the past as well. I'm seeing that was not a standard as like, this is the way we work because Willie told us to Wonka like this, like in the workshop. No, it's like, I'm not saying it as like a manual, rather, I'm hearing Aries, Scorpio here strongly with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, Three of Cups upright, and the Two of Cups in reverse. This accent, this vibe. I'm hearing this verse as well has been coming through for Scorpio. Take it as you will. There's somewhat of a space that you feel, again, I'm hearing specifically that you need to challenge. And it's like by way of how you hold the chalice up, not necessarily how you challenge certain characters in the room who are making certain comments. Like I'm seeing you somewhat doing like having like a mediation moment as well, where you're like, look guys, if we're going to be mentoring people, we technically have to look and act and sound like we are mentoring ourselves at the same time, and not just, let's say, preaching and calling out names. I'm hearing as well in the classroom, and that's something that you, Taurus, might be feeling has a few fireflies in the room that don't fly around in a fun way, whatever that may mean in particular for you. I'm hearing, or in a focused way as well. It's like this feeling of like there being somewhat of like I'm hearing like a distraction, or like a pandemonium, or somewhat of like I'm seeing like a classroom with like many different kinds of discussions as well going on in it, and you're like, this is not gonna be the kind of pool party that people can really like pronounce to the principal at the end of the day as well. And that's not really something that I want to be I'm hearing marketing, promoting, or globetrotting for. The Ten of Swords here at the apex of the spread. I'm hearing United Nations. I'm getting as well for a number of, this has to do with, let's say, even campaigns. I'm hearing social campaigns. I'm hearing political projects and proposals. Let us though get the candy out of its cane, whatever that may mean in particular for you, and see exactly what comes through. I'm seeing this has to do with an industry, materials. I'm hearing ingredients, sourcing. Son of Pentacles in reverse, and over the Fool upright. You're thinking perhaps of moving in a certain direction, in a certain way that actually dances forward. And I'm seeing you may be thinking of resourcing materials. If you are using a certain like fabric softener, I'm hearing that as well for a number of you, that didn't make you feel, I'm hearing like you financed it properly, whatever that may mean for a number of you. Like it could be something that was a little too expensive. Like this doesn't feel comfortable. This feels so comfortable that I don't know. I'm hearing what kind of cookies I'm going to be eating for lunch tomorrow, like because I invested in this space like this. I'm seeing for a number of you as well though that it has to do with, let's say, what doesn't feel like it was candy at all. And I'm seeing it very interesting. I'm seeing a candy cane that's filled with like sugar. I'm hearing analysis, very interesting. And I'm almost seeing like somebody who opens like a cap to a candy cane and like pours out sugar from this candy cane. It's so weird. Not that I'm, okay, take it as you will, Taurus. But again, I'm seeing this focus on like, there being somewhat of, I'm seeing though, it's like this, somewhat of like a focus, the focus that you feel you want to formalize in a way of like how you focus on it. And it's like in the past, if I wasn't really rhythmically producing something with my assets in a way that made me feel like I was my own audience member as well, like would I actually eat that? I'm hearing that specifically for a number of you. And I'm seeing again, like I'm seeing like sugar. I'm hearing turbinado, like I'm hearing sugar canes. Again, it's like, am I actually, would I give that to my own, I'm hearing grandmother to have for her guests as well, to offer to the I'm hearing Gomez of the night, whatever that may mean. Remember the Ace of Cups upright, or whatever, the Chariot in reverse. Like, would I actually also want to? Is that something that perhaps I could feel I could market to people who don't really get it? And I'm seeing, Taurus, if you're like thinking of moving in an industry that, or like using products or ingredients or sales, I'm hearing manuals that make no sense in a I'm hearing in a soft-hearted beat, whatever that may mean, in particular for you, of believing in. I'm hearing also belief systems that I'm hearing belief systems of what you actually build upon in the future. Like I'm seeing someone, let me check it as you will, Taurus, and I'm not like suggesting or promoting, right, sugar in any kind of way as being an industry that right, I'm just channeling it here for you, Taurus, right? Whatever is coming through, rather, I'm just sort of, it's coming through, and Becca mentioned it in that way for you, and mentioned that, Taurus, take it as you will yet again. But I'm seeing like someone who is like wondering what source of like, I'm hearing syrup to use. I'm seeing it though as a way of like, it may not necessarily be you, but it could be like also metaphorical. I'm hearing again like research, like how is it, what are the sources as well that we're, I'm hearing taking and collecting data from. And I'm hearing, is it our father or is it his feelings? Very interesting. And I'm seeing it as being related to the Mother of Cups upright, who motions over at the Chariot in reverse. There's somewhat of a, I'm hearing somewhat of a focus on what you are, I'm hearing recognizing to hold a story. And I'm seeing you kind of wanting and feeling that perhaps there's more of a, I'm hearing of even a memory space to the, I'm hearing manifestation moment itself, like where if let's say you're producing something or you're, I'm hearing product line again, it's like you're like, let's say sourcing something. I'm seeing you kind of like, feeling like, okay, I'm hearing what happens when darkness falls. I'm hearing as well for a number of like what happens when, and whatever maybe that meant for you, what is darkness and what is light, and what is, I'm hearing the turn of the century as well, that we feel perhaps our work is moving through. It's like when, let's say, is it a matter of just materializing? That's kind of what I'm getting here for you, Taurus. It's like, is it a matter of just what I'm materially making my platform out to be, recognized as the Four of Pentacles? It's like, do I want to just feel like I'm serving people, I'm hearing champagne and sugar cookies, or am I actually, I'm hearing like offering them something of nutritional value? I'm seeing with the Mother of Pentacles upright, like what is also the industry or the space, the community that I'm actually servicing. And I'm almost imagining as well, it's very interesting. Okay, the phone cut there. We were saying that it's like there could be this feeling of like, I'm almost imagining someone who's even working with like charity or like charity fund, charity work. Let me open the window here 1 second, Taurus. All right, and it's like, are we giving them, I'm hearing fun times to work with, or are we giving them funds to work with? And I'm almost seeing it as like, you kind of wanting to gauge how you uphold, I'm hearing also a certain conversation, be it related to matters again of like community, how are we funding a certain space, a certain also classroom. I'm hearing that for a number of you that feels like it actually learns things, I'm hearing, and grows down the line. And I'm beckoning to pull cards here for you right around this tail end of the new moon in Scorpio period, and the tail end of this moon cycle, right around the new moon in Scorpio period, rather. There could be a focus on what you're presenting to someone and what someone is presenting back to you. This could be almost like a debate, I'm hearing, for a number of you. It can be also related to matters of legality. I'm hearing structured time zones here as well. What you may be translating really like heavily, I'm hearing for a number of you, this has to do with matters that are, I'm hearing multinational, I'm hearing international, and it's like, we're gonna be going live with that, we're gonna be streaming it, we're gonna be, the Strength card upright, we're gonna be telling those stories, and we need to make sure that we've got, I'm hearing step stools for those of the audience members that need to, I'm hearing like, I'm getting it as, I'm hearing sockeye here, salmon with the Ace of Swords upright, like who needs to start, let's say, I'm getting it almost in a way of supporting, but not in a way of like supporting, but I'm hearing like studying these materials. I'm hearing by way of the assets and the finances that are being provided, and I'm seeing it, I'm hearing into the future. There's a focus on what you may be challenging. Again, I'm seeing here the Son of Swords, the Tower, and the Devil. For a number of you, this may have to do with what you are breaking down to, I'm hearing a broadcast more clearly. For a number of you, this can be related to what you're working with. It could be children, what it is that you may be like working with philosophically, even in ways that make more more, I'm hearing practical, I'm hearing applications where it's like, I'm working with this audience with this material, and I don't want them to feel like they don't know how Houdini did what he did when he was at home making the math problem for me. And it's like, I'm hearing specifically if you're a teacher, Taurus, or whatever that may mean for a number of you, like I'm seeing you kind of wanting to work with people on a certain, I'm hearing subject matter in ways that make them understand more of where you're coming from as well. It's like, if I'm even, let's say, servicing a certain sector or a certain industry, and I'm producing certain pieces of work, I'm hearing biographies, political biographies, I'm hearing as well. I want them to understand like what I'm actually donating my time and my energy to when I'm talking to these, I'm hearing these role models, I'm hearing role makers as well. For a number of you, this may be training. I'm hearing also mentorship, and it's like you might be like on the road traveling. For a number of you, I'm seeing big time here, big time. I'm hearing student workers. I'm hearing like you've got so much fire energy here that's being alluded to with the Magician and the Temperance card. They're sandwiching here the Son of Wands. Maybe dealing with the Sagittarius, but I'm getting this is your own energy for a number of you. There being so much of a focus on what you are translating, what you are also transmitting as a message. Thank you so much, Taurus, for tuning in. Love and light to you all here. Thank you for connecting. I hope this reading was helpful for you in some kind of way. I'm hearing talk with the Son of Swords. You may be presenting something here. Okay, thank you so much again, Taurus, for tuning in. Love and light to y'all here. Thank you all so much for your dear support, for your likes, your comments, your shares, your subscriptions. I'm so touched by all of you. Thank you for connecting, and I highly recommend check out, specifically if you're watching for matters related to love, art, partnership, harmony, beauty, to check out your Venus sign, and you may find there's a whole lot of illumination there for you. If you don't know your signs and you'd like to calculate them, you can click the link below in the bio description box that will route you to calculate your signs, dear Taurus. It's a bit abstract, right? These messages, perhaps for a number of you, and again, I'm Becca to mention, always heed your personal intuition. Capitalize, I'm hearing as well on certain, I'm hearing conversations that connect the dots for you in ways that don't make you feel like you're breaking down any door in the boardroom. I'm hearing specifically for you related to matters of finances, if you're making a deal, or as well that you're needing to believe in doors that you feel should not be opened or do not need to be opened in order to get a job done. I'm hearing also efficiently. And if you're carrying out a certain proposal, I'm hearing project. I'm getting as well persuasive argument. I'm seeing that, and again, be it related to matters of a contract that's being set, I'm seeing that you may want to leave room for what eventually can wiggle out of the box down the line. And I'm seeing that sort of gives you, I'm hearing a grace period, or something that you may want like a grace period with how it is that you want to be formulating or fabricating the physical public sort of persona. I'm hearing personage as well around what your, I'm hearing philosophy is sort of stimulating, I'm hearing, and being presented as, I'm hearing projected as, and I'm hearing in this particular project. And for a number of you, this may be like one project or like one campaign. I'm saying this may absolutely be related to matters that are, I'm hearing physically focused as well. I'm hearing psychics. I'm hearing also physics, and it can be related to academics. Take it as you will here, Taurus. But I'm seeing that there's somewhat of a, I'm hearing role reversal as well here. Again, the Mother of Cups going through right over the Ace of Cups. Someone, as you may feel it, has a whole lot of, I'm hearing sand in their bags that they want to work with you in. I'm hearing finding gold through, and you're like, okay, I'm hearing this is something that I feel has a practice to it, and I need to kind of feel that I can find, I'm hearing a source in that. I'm hearing rhythm, and there may be a focus on what you may be connecting with or moving through on an energetic, spiritual, emotional level. I'm cold now, little doors. Let me close the window here. I'm hearing Leo here strongly. There might be a focus on timing in terms of what I'm seeing you being very interested in, very focused on, very focused on carrying out a certain project. I'm hearing math work as well, math problem, but I'm seeing you kind of wanting to gauge the temperature in the room that you work in the midst of the, I'm hearing moment of making, I'm hearing sense of it all. I'm hearing also in making love, whatever that may mean. For number, the Two of Cups is mirroring here, the Ace of Cups, the Father of Wands in reverse, and mirroring the Strength card. There's something that you may also want to like feel like you find your footing with, and there could be somewhat of a process of practice here that you feel it's like, I need to feel like I can have also certain conversations about things that may, I'm hearing, feel like they can only be talked about in silence. And that's testing a paradigm in a space for me that is perhaps ever shifting, and that I need to kind of, I'm hearing maneuver through. I'm hearing in the way that I market it to myself as well. There could be a focus on the perception of, even I'm hearing the social construct around certain, I'm hearing stages of your work that you're thinking of taking out here. I'm hearing performing publicly yet again. It's like, I'm seeing that there's something that you're very interested in, very, very interested in manifesting. And what does manifestation mean, right? In a certain way, it's like, what is it that we're actually marketing, I'm hearing specifically. And the focus can be here, and we're manifesting in every given moment, right, Taurus? But there's a focus on, there is a focus on what rather you want to work on in ways that don't really have, I'm hearing, the doorway, I'm hearing, fully wide open for you. And again, I'm getting this feeling of like you realizing that there's a space to challenge in whatever way that meant for you, be it something in a really positive way where it's like challenging as being a form of traction that I'm gaining. There's something perhaps here, Taurus, that you feel you want to give more time to. And it's very, I'm hearing grace period again here, the Devil upright and the Fool. If somebody's making a proposal or an offer to you, I'm seeing you as wanting to take more time on that, wanting to take, I'm hearing also a mint or two to mull it over, whatever that may mean. In particular for you, there could be a focus on how you are, I'm hearing massaging the proposal. I'm hearing also the marriage documents. Take it as you will. How is it you're sort of, I'm hearing making certain I'm hearing master plans here. I'm hearing of guidance, and I'm seeing this can be, for a number of you, it's like this may be financially focused, but as well related to what you work through down the line in the long term. There's a focus perhaps as well on industries that you may want to fuel. I'm hearing service, but Taurus, I'm getting it rather in this way of, and not necessarily rather, but always take it as you will, right? But there being a focus on what you realize is like a revolving door that you move through. And it's like, it's not just one door. It's not just, I'm hearing, who's holding the door. And it's not just who's chauffeuring me back home after I've moved through it, whatever that may mean for you. It's like, I'm seeing, for a number of you, this may be related to, I'm hearing community matters. Again, the Ten of Cups going through the 6. Okay. The focus is, Taurus, as I'm getting at, on what your solution is. It's not necessarily what you stamp as an official statement on the document quite yet. I'm seeing that you realize there are perhaps a certain number of talks that you need to have, even if it is with yourself in silence, to kind of understand what is more worth your time. And it could be in the sense of like, what direction do I want to invest in? What direction do I want to move in? What direction do I want to focus on? I'm hearing hone in on, even like in terms of, I'm hearing research or academically. And that is something that perhaps that you want to, I'm hearing take time with, I'm hearing times with as well. Perhaps like something that you may want to practice. Like I'm seeing you like, again, like for a number of you, maybe like practicing taking a certain exam. I'm hearing board exam here with the Son of Swords. And I'm hearing, in whatever way that meant for you, but I'm seeing it as being related to a certain, I'm seeing it rather like this, Taurus, like in a way, and always take it as you will, in a way that is somewhat, I'm hearing like, I'm hearing temperately charged with the Five of Swords and the Son of Swords. I'm seeing it as almost like you taking the time, rather, Taurus, to really recognize the space that you occupy in every particular version of this vision, and that you take on. And I'm seeing it as like there being a vision that you forecast, that you realize, yes, I believe in, let's say, this particular work project. I'm hearing site as well, but in processing that takes me down a few paths and a few roads of perhaps how I work with that concept professionally and publicly. And that might be something that you want to take more time to sort of to gauge the discussion space of it. And it's like, well, I feel like, you know what, I'm hearing I'm going to be dancing on my own sometimes if I'm going to be telling them that I'm hearing done with I'm hearing working in a certain space. It can be how you're publicizing your work here, Taurus, for a number of you. I'm seeing this as being related to how you are publicly, I'm hearing managing your image as well. I'm hearing about your assets and your sort of like, I'm hearing makeup routine, your own makeup routine. And it's like, I'm seeing you wanting to kind of get more clear on exactly what you would like to uphold physically, professionally, and publicly as an image that accompanies this change in how you, I'm hearing again, grace period with the devil. It's like how it is that you gain, how it is that you gain, I'm hearing speed with the Son of Swords, perhaps. How it is that you get clarity on a certain path that you're thinking of moving it. For a number of you, I'm seeing this as research based. You may be spending a lot of time and energy on researching, analyzing a certain group, perhaps a network, perhaps also a community. And for a number of you, this can again be related to even like someone who takes on a really public role or who will be taking on a public role. Taurus, let's backtrack. The focus here is on who makes what appearance and how that show and act is going to be considered engaging. And yes, I'm hearing it may be engaging in the way that it changes the way that a few people have been standing on that stage in the past and the faces that they've sort of been holding their expression with, but in whatever way that meant for you. And I'm almost seeing like people with like masks on, but is it also, let's say, engaging in the way that it disillusions the audience of what they're actually discussing? And there might be a bit of negotiation here. I'm hearing it though as being also related again into like, I'm hearing a panel of guests, of judges, and it's like we want to keep them guessing, I'm hearing, but not second guessing like the nature of the discourse as well. We want there to be a sense of I'm hearing clarity, and also I'm hearing like conformity. I'm seeing it though like of almost like conservatism, but not in a way, in whatever way that may for you, take it as you will, but not in the way that makes them feel like they need to complement our corporate character with another conversation that claps its own name. And it's like, we don't want to make people feel that what we're also projecting is somewhat staged, and but in a way of like, I'm seeing that you do want it to be something that is kind of like properly worked with. I'm hearing acknowledged in its own space, but not in a way that makes people feel that it was kind of, I'm hearing made with some bread, butter, I'm hearing jam, jelly, like in a way that makes them feel like you're kind of, I'm hearing catapulting your own claws in the classroom. Like, hello everyone, I'm hearing again, like, I don't want to feel like the donkey who has its tail like pinned to the board for what beliefs or what breakdowns I'm considering as breakthrough sort of material. I'm hearing also moments to kind of talk about and take the time to communicate about. The focus is, as I'm getting it, on what feels like it holds a certain, I'm hearing communal space to it. And it's like, for you, that may be really important here, Taurus, and how you carry out a certain conversation. It's like, I need to know that I can feel what others are feeling when I'm talking to them. I don't want it to be like, I'm wearing this corporate outfit and then you're wearing that corporate outfit, and then we're like coloring in the coloring book with the edges of the, I'm hearing the razors that we're working with. Like, that's not something that, what a weird analogy, but take it, I'm vision, take it as you will here, and not necessarily in any particular way. I'm not gonna mention that. It's almost like I'm seeing, perhaps you may be thinking, well, that's not something that even really, as I feel it, makes the world feel like it's turning, like, and that may be someone may have, again, a sort of like, I'm hearing respective, like someone may have sort of like a, not a critique, but a comment. I'm hearing also a compliment to what it is that you are carrying out and through. I'm hearing specifically into the long term, and there can be a focus on what you are, I'm hearing clearing out here with the Eight of Cups in reverse. There could be a focus on Taurus, what you feel you want to, I'm hearing tailgate the venture for. I'm hearing to the devil, looking over from the Eight of Cups. It's like there could be a focus on what you have worked with in the past. I'm hearing what it is that you've also, I'm hearing worked with. I'm hearing Fortune 500 companies on with, whatever that may mean to a number of you. I'm hearing also forecasting that didn't quite dance in the right ballroom for you. And you're like, okay, I'm hearing that really, I'm hearing hit the ball out of the ballpark, but did it hit the range of frequency that I was actually trying to get my heels on the road with, whatever that means. It's like almost saying like you wanting to have gained more, even I'm seeing it as like a claim in a certain space or an industry that that Taurus, you didn't even, as I'm getting it, like recognize first on a personal level as being a priority, where it's like, I don't know why, I'm seeing someone who's like very successful in a certain industry, and always take it easy about her Taurus, but I'm seeing someone who's like very, very professional as well in a certain space. And like had a lot of, I'm hearing people who cheered them on in that space as well. But it's almost like at the end of the day, I didn't feel accomplished, I'm hearing, or professional. And why was that? How is it that I was also perceiving my own outfit, I'm hearing, when I was working? I'm hearing that specifically for a number of you. Like, how did I feel the way that I was presenting myself? And did I feel in anything, I'm hearing, in that outfit when I was working with that audience and having I'm hearing in that race as well. And I'm seeing that you're kind of like observing. I'm getting also appreciating, acknowledging, and honoring a certain space in whatever way that may be meant for you. What does it mean to honor something, right? But there being a focus on what you want to place emphasis on. I'm seeing it as being related to the Daughter of Cups, what holds an emotional charge to it and nature to it as well. And it's like, I want to work not in the concrete jungle, but where concrete is actually, I'm hearing, made like, I'm hearing collaboratively, very interesting. Like, I'm seeing you like wanting to like work in an industry that's open to how certain topics or concepts are discussed and sort of distributed as I'm hearing content as well that can be talked about, communicated about in a diverse community. I'm hearing that specifically for a number, and I'm seeing flyers. Like, I want to feel that in this community, people put up flyers and they tell each other to tell them what they like, as I'm also getting this feeling of like, let's talk about what can be talked about. And it's like, I'm seeing it being as almost like you desiring, Taurus, to have somewhat of an open-ended conversation space with certain communities. Again, I'm hearing strongly where no one is really focused on who is financially backed as well, where it's like, oh, how much funding did you get? How much funding did you get? It's like, it's not about, let's say, how someone has finalized a certain form of their fund that they're having. It's like, I'm seeing you like wanting to create even a space that is a venue space where there's like a non-competitive sort of air and atmosphere to it in whatever way that meant for you or them. It's like, there's a focus on perhaps what you also want to charge with a certain, I'm hearing, state of impression that it's like, I want to, let's say, even create a space that others don't need to feel, I'm hearing, again, like competitive in, and it can be academic for a number of you, but I'm seeing that this is also a physical space. Like, I want to build out an actual space where people don't really need to lead each other into I'm hearing like love letters that don't lend them money, whatever that mean. Like, I want there to be a sense of like also like backing that's not just financially focused as well, like backing that's not just also kind of I'm hearing like flighty, where it's like, oh, I told you that I was going to make you money there, I told you I was going to promise you that I was going to invest in that space, and then I never ended up giving that venture capital, but at the end of the day, we still had, I'm hearing, Velcro that connected us. Like, what does that mean? I'm hearing specifically Taurus. It's like there could have been a focus here, and always take it as you will again. I'm seeing you kind of wanting to have more of a, I'm hearing I'm hearing a moral code. I'm hearing of ethics as well, in whatever way that meant for you. What is moral code? What is considered moral? Take it as you will yet again. There's a focus on what you want to also make feel welcomed. And I'm seeing that you're working with a lot of different kinds of people here, Taurus. I'm seeing you like really like working as I'm hearing the jack of all trades as well. You may be working with people who have a number of different talents, and it's like I want them to come together in this single agency and not feel like they need to acknowledge each other as I'm hearing independent individuals that have their own agendas that are working against each other. Like that's not the way that I want to be finding. I'm hearing Nancy drawing her conclusions in the I'm hearing Dorman's outfit. It's like I'm seeing like a highly competitive industry as well, where people are like kind of I'm hearing like diva. I'm hearing like diva with the devil, like are somewhat I'm hearing like dicking around as well. Like they're kind of they have this attitude of kind of like I'm hearing like holding up a persona. I'm hearing but a personification of it as well, where it's like I'm seeing like actors. I'm hearing though as well like a fashion. I'm seeing like a fashion industry, fashion show specifically backstage, and it's like I don't want people to feel like their feathers don't count if others can't count how many they've got. Like whatever that may mean. It's like if someone has a certain and in whatever again way that may be meant for you or anyone else, it's like I'm seeing it rather in this way of if someone doesn't know how to have also a certain type of conversation, I don't want them to feel like they can't have a conversation at all. And it may be related to academic levels. It's like I don't want people to feel like just because you're in this kind of I'm hearing classroom, this kind of boardroom, that you can't break down math problems that find solutions in other ways for other, let's say also students, whatever that may mean. But it's like I'm seeing you again wanting to have a highly collaborative atmosphere, and it maybe as you may be perceiving it, Taurus. The feeling though is that you want there to be somewhat of a I'm hearing community feel, and that might spin I'm hearing markers on the desk in ways that make people wonder like how do I pick it up and like how do I write with that. But I'm seeing you realizing that there's a whole lot more that can be lost if you don't I'm hearing get glamorous even with these kinds of these kinds of like principles, where it's like I want to make like it cool in a certain way. I'm almost like hearing something like I want to make it cool for people to feel like they can color with people who don't color in the lines like they do. Like I want to make it feel that people don't have to be also financed in order to feel that they can have a focus in a certain project. It's like I don't want people to also from let's say to feel that they need to find I'm hearing alternate sources of funding as well to like support their cause. I'm seeing related to the Father of Wands. It's like I don't want people to feel like they have to also represent their own work in a new way. Okay, thank you so much, Taurus, for tuning in. Love and light to all here. Thank you all so much for tuning in, for your likes, your comments, your shares, your subscriptions, your support energetically above and beyond all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a beautiful full moon in Taurus leading into the new moon in Scorpio. And love and light to you all here, and thank you so much again for your dear support. And I'm getting here there's a focus again on how it is that you're connecting. I'm hearing to a certain I'm hearing letters that you want to leave. I'm hearing at the post office. I'm hearing shop as well, like post shop, whatever that means for a number of you. I'm seeing it as something that you may want to be like. I'm seeing someone who's like wanting to distribute I'm hearing like kind of it's very interesting, like discussion topics in different like neighborhoods. And I'm seeing like posting flyers on bulletin boards. I'm hearing announcements also on I'm hearing letterheads. I'm seeing like publicizing something perhaps here towards, but I'm hearing Scorpio strongly. It can be related to matters of I'm hearing corporate financing. The Father Sword's coming through in reverse. Also perhaps legality, but yet again here towards I'm seeing it in this way of like someone who's posting like letters or flyers on polls in I'm hearing ballots as well, but I'm seeing like polls in neighborhoods, like on the corner of streets, like street light lamp polls, like posting some kind of like I'm hearing also promotional material, promo material. Thank you so much again, Taurus, for tuning in. Love and light here. Have a beautiful again full moon in Taurus leading into the new moon in Scorpio. Let's see if anything else wants to come through. I'm here casting the lead role with the Strength card upright, the Hermit of Bride and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. There's a focus perhaps for a number of you on what you're scoping out. I'm hearing for work, for working with. I'm seeing again, like someone who's posting like flyers on like walls. I'm hearing in rooms that roll around with workers. Very interesting. I'm seeing it as like a space that's also, and I'm seeing like you really like posting like your work as well in I'm hearing discussion rooms. I'm hearing chat rooms that carry the voice in many different ways. I'm hearing many different languages as well. You may be translating a message. You may be wanting to like kind of like see who also can work with you on a certain I'm hearing board game, but I'm seeing it like, I'm seeing for a number of you, this is casting. Like you may be casting someone for a role. I'm seeing it as like a story, a movie, like a script even. There being a focus, Taurus, on what you are finalizing. And it could be so simple as what's the contract going to look like? What's also the community going to look like? What's the corner of the, I'm hearing room, the store, also the street going to look like when we are done collecting all of our, I'm hearing campaign managers, I'm hearing analysis, data points, very interesting. And I'm seeing you like, I'm seeing you, Taurus, wanting to talk to a lot of different people here. I'm seeing like someone, rather in this way, like going to, I'm seeing like even like sheds and shacks where there's like, almost like I'm seeing like cobwebs. Like I'm hearing rooms that roll around in their grave, like have rolled around in their grave for a few centuries, decades. And I'm seeing you almost like I'm hearing also commissioning certain work. I'm hearing chancellors here in this vest, whatever that means for a number of you, like, I'm hearing printing ballots and testing tolls. Very interesting. Okay, nonetheless, I'm seeing it this way. Always take it as you will, Taurus. The feeling is that you're almost like testing certain environments and grounds as well to carry out a certain. I'm hearing campaign through, but I'm seeing it as well related to like what you want to test, like a market with, and it's almost like, I want to get feedback for this poll I'm posting. I want to know what everyone has to think and say. And I'm seeing you like posting these posters on walls and rooms and in buildings that have been like built down. Very interesting. And this might be how you're reaching a certain community. I'm hearing a certain audience, and it might be related to how you are, I'm hearing Roanoke. Very interesting. Whatever that may mean, in particular for a number of you. I'm seeing this being something that you're, I'm hearing, I'm hearing like wanting to like rope people in with. I'm hearing also rake leaves with. I'm almost thinking of like, you may be like wanting people to work with you on something. I'm also getting that feeling like, but I'm seeing this being related to the philosophy that you see, almost like I'm seeing you emitting a certain philosophy and seeing who is magnetized to it. There could be a focus on what you are recognizing as, and what it is that you are revealing, what it is that also you are, I'm hearing receiving the input of the High Priestess in reverse and the Moon upright. There's a focus on what you're receptive to, I'm hearing as well. Specifically, Taurus, I'm hearing Leo. It can be related to who is actually rolling the dice as you perceive it. And it's like, when I'm trying to get feedback, am I, I'm hearing providing feedback to the feedback when I'm receiving it? Is that sort of coloring in how others are coming into my room and leaving their own, I'm hearing words on the board. It's like for me to just kind of, I'm hearing emotionalize, I'm hearing as well, like to kind of like interpret. I'm seeing though, for a number of you though, rather, Taurus, that there's somewhat of a, testing space that you want to have others remain open to as well, where it's like they don't feel like when they're taking the test that they're being timed on how they're taking it. And that's something, let's say, that leaves you, I'm hearing open to a number of, I'm hearing community members that have different, I'm hearing I'm hearing decisions that they make and also different discussions that they hold, okay? And I'm seeing it as being within a certain community. Let me tune in here right before we tune out Taurus, see what comes through. I'm seeing you, Taurus, as wanting to have somewhat of like a space of motivation for what you feel can be really like a collaborative space. And this might have to do with who you see occupying it, and not just because they, let's say, are a certain community member, but because they, I'm hearing of the cabinet, of the board, whatever I'm hearing of trustees, whatever that may mean, I'm hearing translation. It's like, oh, just because they speak this one language and they work with that one, I'm hearing multinational corporation, we can get them on and they can talk to this one, I'm hearing Garrett, whatever the number of you, I'm hearing global manager here. Like someone who is, someone who can represent, or I'm seeing as like even in like somebody who can interpret what certain people want more of. And I'm seeing you could even just be like researching and I think certain commercial properties I'm hearing as well, but I'm seeing also communities yet again strongly. The feeling is that I'm hearing corporations as well. The feeling is that you don't really want to compliment any one person in that space either at the same time. It's like, I don't want to make Greg feel like he's great because he's Greg and only Greg. I want Greg to also acknowledge Nancy for what she's drawing off in the corner. And I want them all to at the end of the day have something to discuss that makes the discussion one that's lively, and not because it leaves feathers on the ground or flying up in the air about who's fought a better fight, but what can be acknowledged as I'm hearing a core of differences and values. And I'm seeing you as wanting to kind of hold people up to the standard that they start their, I'm hearing, games off with. And it's like, if you're like, if you have this one talent, great. I'm hearing, I want that to be your work project, your world. And I'm seeing it as almost in a way of like a teacher who's like helping kids take tests, or like teachers who are encouraging students to write a certain type of like, I'm seeing like cornerstone project, like almost like to also work in a certain neighborhood. It's like, or represent a certain neighborhood. It's like, I want you to feel like you're not just collaborating, but that you're actually creating in that space of many different colors. And I'm hearing color here with the Three of Cups. The feeling is that you perhaps want to also surface a space here, Taurus, that stands like upright in a way where it's like, I'm hearing morally, whatever that may mean for the number, where it's like, I can have these students, I'm hearing specifically, come together and I'm hearing find the time, the space to strike rhythms that they can dance through, I'm hearing, and with, in a public way, where it's like they don't feel like they need to also, like I'm seeing many different kinds of people coming together and talking about certain topics, and then it's like, oh, but I'm hearing when we're not in the classroom, how do we still like hold that character? I'm seeing you like kind of wanting to, in a certain way, and again, whatever that may mean for a number of people, wanting to have somewhat of like a complexity to how you, I'm hearing, consider the concept of community. And it's like, what does it mean to be a community? Does it mean to come into the classroom every, I'm hearing, Saturday or Sunday morning and clap, I'm hearing, certain verses together in certain ways that make us feel like we're adding value to this particular vision? Or does it mean as well that we can walk home together as one, that we can walk and get on, I'm hearing, the same, I'm hearing, four wheels, I'm hearing bus, to break down other math problems, I'm hearing as well, that are happening in society, where it's like, are we just kind of like, I'm hearing, communicating about concepts that are also related to children, I'm hearing childhood, or are we actually like going to also be addressing these very serious topics in spaces that, and always again, take it as you will, Taurus, but in spaces that tell time, have told time, and that we want to kind of inspire the time telling of as the next tale that lives on. And I'm seeing you like wondering like, like we want to inspire change here of mentality. Do we also take this to, I'm hearing the gasket, whatever that may mean for a number of you related to the Three of Cups. Like, do we also take this kind of same conversation home where we're talking to, I'm hearing parents and teachers about them as well. And I'm seeing you like wanting to broaden the space of change that you're seeing this, I'm hearing specifically campaign taking on. It's like, do we switch our audience, or do we allow our audience to service many different sectors here? And I'm almost seeing you like wanting to work with a certain number of individuals who can really like stand for this cause in a way that doesn't just like stand up in the classroom yet again, like in a theoretical way where it's like, when we're chanting this verse, do we just clap and then go home and then count how many I'm hearing leaves are falling off of the trees, or do we go home and we collect words about that? Okay, it's like, or do we go home and count how many I'm hearing multinational corporations that we want to contact about this very serious concept. And I'm hearing framework, I'm hearing analysis as well. There's something that you might be wanting to like tally up votes for as well. I'm getting that kind of feeling. Like, it's like, who do we want to kind of reach out to? I'm hearing for the outreach program. I'm hearing that specifically for a number of you. Who is it that we feel we can count on as well to collaborate with, who may also want to, like, I'm seeing it as almost like, like represent the model and the scheme that we are servicing. And I'm seeing it as almost being in a way of like there being somewhat of a charity program or fund that you're wondering, it's like, if we go up to this one company, I'm hearing GoFundMe with the devil. It's like, if we're going up to this one company and they feel like I'm hearing doing great things, how can they I'm hearing counter as well, I'm hearing challenge that space in such a way that I'm hearing speaks for us. I'm hearing and volumes of the vision that we hold. Thank you so much for tuning in. Loving the light to you. Have a beautiful, beautiful moon cycle here. Loving the light to you, and I'll see you soon. Bye. I'm gonna a little note here, Taurus, before we roll out. Let's see now. I'm getting this feeling for you of there being somewhat of an impression. I'm hearing specifically that you feel holding up a certain space or a certain also, and I'm hearing specifically a collaborative one, would kind of keep. And I'm seeing it, and I'm hearing also like put on display. I'm seeing that perhaps even you may be considering that a certain individual or a certain group of individuals could provide some kind of, I'm hearing like broadcasting, like, I'm hearing boardroom. I'm hearing also in a practical way for what it is you may be creating. For a number of you, this may be related to financing. This may be related to also partnering up, like financial partnerships. You have both the Three of Cups and the Three of Pentacles here, and they're mirroring one another. There's a focus on, I'm almost seeing it like in a way of like, who's going to be the representative of, who are the representatives going to be of a certain, also, I'm hearing, pact. I'm hearing that's carried out over time down the line. You may be working to sort of, I'm hearing like confirm I'm almost seeing it as like I'm hearing value that holds the values that you, again, the strength are coming through, Taurus, rather, that you see making, I'm hearing money with, but also like not just money, but like that you see feeding and supplying and fueling the vision of the future. I'm hearing children. There could be focus on what it is that you feel this, perhaps this, again, this agreement, this pact sort of speaks to on behalf of. There could be a focus on, again, who's sort of being brought together in a space that is communicative but also collaborative. I'm hearing classroom as well. There could be a focus on what it is that you are. I'm hearing creating a cross-cultural, and I'm hearing also cross, almost like, I'm hearing cultural, but I'm seeing like cross, very interesting. I'm hearing cross-cultural curriculum, and I'm hearing communicatively. And for a number of you, this may be related to what you feel. Maybe I'm hearing sourced from different venues. I'm hearing spaces, different also. Places, physical places. You may feel like, well, I want to have a certain representative from this particular type of, I'm hearing community. I'm hearing with those types of assets. I'm not seeing them as like purely assets though. I'm seeing it as being for a number of you related to a certain recognized space. I'm hearing quantum mechanics. I'm hearing physics as well here for a number of you. Whatever that may mean to a number of you, like different fields of study. Again, for a number of you, this may be academic. There may be a number of individuals involved who are coming together to almost like, I'm seeing it as like complement, and I'm hearing cross-reference what it is that they are collecting. I'm hearing data points for. Very interesting. It's almost like they're coming to even like, I'm hearing complement, but and I'm hearing collaborate strongly, but I'm almost seeing it like as I'm hearing comment on each other's like work, but not in like in a direct way where it's like we're coming as commentators, and I'm going to be commenting on your thing. I'm going to be critiquing your work. I'm seeing it as like happening in a way that is sort of suggested in the space that they hold, perhaps physically or publicly. I mean, again, in the community, it's like there may be also, I'm hearing stories that they tell that shed light on what exactly I'm hearing shelter home here with the Three of Cups, like what it is that they're actually holding the space for. I'm hearing also like those spacing. I'm hearing recognizing what it is that they are representing. I'm hearing though as well. I'm hearing referencing. Very interesting. Like I'm always seeing like people coming from different parts of, I'm seeing different neighborhoods, different communities, and I'm hearing classrooms as well, to come and have some sort of debate to make very clear what is decided on, but not just in a decided way. Or it's like, I'm gonna put my vote in, you're gonna put your vote in, and then we're gonna, it's like I'm getting this like Socratic seminar sort of feeling, like this, like not just only, but I'm getting it in a way of like, by way of how these individuals show up in this space, there's this inherent sort of attention that they bring to the space, also in the way of like, almost I'm hearing the color, the community that they have worked in before, that they have connected with, I'm hearing communicated with before, then being brought up as a sort of color that they clarify, I'm hearing things with. Very interesting. I'm seeing it as like confirm. I'm hearing also connect with others on, okay, and it can be a highly dynamic space. I'm seeing that you, again, this could be like academic, it can be communicative, there could be a focus. I'm hearing classroom again, what it is that you want perhaps to, I'm hearing communicate very clearly what it is that you would like to open up the space for, to, I'm hearing understand more deeply, by way of not like, let's say, entering the room and saying, everybody, I'm hearing, tell us who you are and what your differences are. Like, it's not in that way. I'm not getting like in that way. I'm seeing it yet again. It's like not like Greg is Greg and great because he's Greg and only Greg. Like, it's this feeling of like, let's even just see when we put these people or these personas or these personalities or even these paths together in one room to meet. I'm hearing to aggregate. I'm hearing agriculture as well. It's almost like people coming in and chiming and giving their like their feedback, but also their like their experiences. I'm hearing from childhood as well for a number of you. There's somewhat of this feeling of like we understand more deeply what it is that we are actually communicating about when we're not even directly addressing or communicating. I'm hearing as individuals of each party. I'm hearing persona, and I'm almost seeing it as like people who walk into a room and they don't even, like, it's anonymous in a certain way. It's like no one tells each other like where they're from, what they do, what their work is, kind of feeling. It's like they all just kind of gather in this one space, and I'm hearing they hold the same curriculum. Very interesting. I'm seeing it in a way of like coming together to also play certain roles. And it's almost like what happens when you, and this can be like a role playing, this can be like practice debate sort of feeling, like mock trial sort of feeling. It's like we're coming together and we're working on certain worlds that we don't understand how we play the parts in on a personal level, I'm hearing on an expatriate level, whatever that may mean for a number of them getting related to Three of Cups. There's a focus, as I'm getting it, on what, and I'm getting as well related to the moon, on what it is that you are somewhat like holding in a space of suspension in and of itself, but also in a sophisticated way where it's like, okay, what we're sort of suggesting as being a direction that we're moving in, we're not like strategically stamping on the passport, on, I'm hearing the radio show as well as any particular clear representation of factors. I'm hearing variables or communities that are being represented. And I'm seeing it as like you almost, Taurus, and it can be the energy of another individual who is a Gemini. I'm hearing that specifically for a number of you, who has a lot, I'm hearing to say, has a lot that they also would like to market. And I'm seeing it almost as someone who is like a performer, but who, Taurus, is also very trained. I'm hearing skilled technician in terms of talking. Like they might be a professional like debater, like they might be also a swing dancer or whatever that may mean to a number of you. Like they might really know how to maneuver their way through certain even political discussions. I'm hearing environments and parties. I'm hearing parties here at the Three of Cups. There's a focus on, they might be really well connected. This person might be like truly, I'm hearing like famous. I'm hearing Trump, whatever that may mean for a number of you, and allies, the Lovers here. And the Fool's looking over at the Lovers. The focus is, as I'm getting it, on it's almost like I'm seeing there being a certain path that someone is carving out by way of not telling anyone what paths are leading to, I'm hearing an aggregate solution, whatever that may mean for a number of you. I'm seeing it almost like someone's carving out paths coming from different directions that then eventually all align into one uniform, I'm hearing like storyline, I'm hearing as well. And it's very interesting. I'm getting it almost in this way of like, though they're being, and I'm getting that others may really understand and acknowledge this individual as being someone who does that, like for as a profession, yet again, like is able to kind of collect and gather also opinions from different people in the room and kind of like illuminate what connects all of them in a uniform space. I'm hearing United, I'm hearing airlines as well, whatever that may mean for a number. I'm hearing nations again as well. There could be a focus on what kind of I'm hearing understanding is met. I'm hearing reached as well here with the moon. But the feeling that I'm getting for you, Taurus, again with this Lovers, is that there could be someone who I'm hearing, I get so emotional, baby, every time I think of you. And I'm seeing it as being related to the moon, related to the High Priestess, related to the Two of Cups and the Three of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. But not first. I'm hearing not first. There's a focus on, and whatever that may mean for a number of you, take it as you will, Taurus, but I'm getting it as like there being somewhat of like a way of maneuvering through even this person feels very deeply for certain I'm hearing counts to be made on the bulletin board. I'm hearing it as like they really they understand perhaps the space that they would like to keep. I'm hearing occupy, and also understand more deeply very well, even if they don't get. I'm seeing someone who's like a mediator who doesn't necessarily get involved emotionally in the topics that they feel emotionally for. Very interesting. And it can be someone who is not really confrontational, I'm hearing as well, in a direct way. It's almost like they might even be like a kind of instigator, like they throw something in the middle of the party and and everyone kind of like runs after it like piranhas and chews it up, and it could be like a political discussion, like, but they're not really involved in it, and they're just kind of like changing people's glasses and pouring wine in everyone's glass while they're watching what's going on, that they kind of I'm hearing polluted the air with as well, whatever that may mean for number. And I'm seeing it as like being a certain topic or discussion or a space that is adjusted to over time, but that is also I'm hearing understood in levels. I'm hearing in layers. Very interesting. And it's like this could be a really elaborate scheme. I'm hearing strategy that someone is carrying out. You've got the moon here smacked in between the Lovers, Three of Cups and the Two of Cups, and the High Priestess here in reverse, mirroring the moon. I'm getting that at the end of the day, though, everybody leaves the party knowing that they were at the party, that it was a political one, I'm hearing as well for a number of you, and that it was somewhat staged, and they leave knowing that they're going to be wearing their nighties when they're knocking at their front door. Very interesting. It's like I'm seeing someone kind of getting very caught up. I'm hearing very complicated as well, but not in the way that they would be. I'm seeing someone who's like a puppeteer with the Lovers. It's like they're like orchestrating, or they're organizing some sort of even organization. I'm hearing pact, and there's somewhat of like a space of like surprise as well that they're not revealing even, but people feel it in that moment of like, we don't really know like who's who here. We don't really know like who's dancing to whose song on the radio actually. Like we don't really know like who's also servicing any particular sector of any particular industry, and that makes it feel like we don't know what sauce is being poured on the turkey, whatever that may mean for a number of you, like around the Thanksgiving dinner table. It's like, what are we actually marketing, I'm hearing as well. And there's somewhat of, again, like a sophisticated space that is somewhat specialized in terms of how it's started. And I'm seeing, again, someone who like throws a bone in the middle of like a room and watches all of the, I'm hearing also hyenas of the Hollywood Bowl, very interesting, like charge after it and have their time with it. And I'm seeing that this can even just be someone who's coordinating it, but I'm seeing it as someone who's very, I'm hearing the maestro of I'm hearing manipulation as well, and also manifestation. Take it as well. Like this person might start businesses, know how to start businesses, get them up and running. They are very much a I'm hearing fast talker. They really, I'm hearing float, but also fly, and sometimes fall gracefully though. And that in a certain way is not considered, let's say, a formal affair by any means, by anyone, but they still dance. I'm hearing the night away. Like they're not really bothered even by the way that they dust off like their diamond on their necklace. Like I'm seeing it as like I'm seeing someone who's like at a party and they're just like, they have this like diamond on their necklace. I don't know, it's like a huge diamond, like a big like crystal, and it's like hanging on their chest, and they look down and like it's like this, I'm seeing this really big party, busy, and this person is like perhaps through the party, and they're like walking around like watching everyone like kind of like chat, but in a way that's very like I'm hearing chant-like even, where it's like you have different communities like charging certain changes of thought even in a certain, I'm hearing battery-powered bunny throughout the whole like party, like night. I'm seeing it as like people who are like representatives even. This can be like a convention as well here for a number of you, but I'm seeing it as like, or anyone else, but the feeling I'm getting is kind of like it's like then this person like walks around like knowing that they like created all this or like orchestrated this whole movement, and they like pick up their diamond and they have this like cloth and they're like dusting it off like in the middle of the party. I don't know, it's like such a like a sort of like a spontaneous type of but not spontaneous purely, it's something of like somewhat of a goose that like hunts their own eggs kind of feeling, like whatever that may mean in particular for anyone here, but somebody who has somewhat of a smile that they like rub off on their chin when they're like wearing it, whatever that may mean. Whenever you like, I'm seeing someone who's just very like glad to be there. I'm hearing at the party, like because it's their party, like it's that kind of feeling, like I don't know, and whatever way that may, it can be taken and perceived in a number of ways, but let's get onto it here. Taurus, I'm hearing Libra strongly. There could be this feeling of and always take it as you will, right? Always take it as you will, Taurus, but I'm seeing it as like someone who there being somewhat of a moment of performance that, or even of practicality, that it's like this is when things start. This is when things also start. I'm hearing getting heated. I'm hearing specifically for a number of you, and there could be a conversation here that a few people don't know how to tie the shoelaces to and back up. It's like, oh shit. I'm hearing we open that conversation and the worms are crawling out faster than we can really. I'm hearing. Capture with I'm hearing contempt, take it as you will. I'm hearing also conservatism, whatever that may mean for a number of you, and I'm seeing it as like I'm seeing, and perhaps even in a financial way, where it's like you might have like it could be professional as well. It's like, well, we're started talking about this, we have a lot of orders coming in, we've got a lot of people talking to us about this, and again, it's like, how do we close the conversation? I'm almost seeing someone who's like in a debate, and then after that debate they leave the table. I'm hearing they leave the room and like they cannot get out. It's like that kind of feeling, and like people come up to them and they're like rushing up to them, they're like, wait, I'm hearing, do you know who Magic Johnson is? Do you have a philosophy on what magic means? Like, and this person is somewhat I'm hearing connected to many people. This individual may be like, I'm hearing a superstar, I'm hearing stardom, whatever that may mean for a number of you. Always take it as well, right? We're all superstars, we're all stars of super source. I'm hearing potential, whatever that may mean for a number of you, but always take it as you will. Again, here, Taurus, I'm getting that there's a focus on perspective strongly, and there's somewhat of a standard that someone doesn't want to keep, I'm hearing, or set, and that's because they understand that there are people in that room that have different ones than maybe what they would be standing up for if they were to stand for anything. And it's like there's somewhat of like a space that they don't want to make out to feel like a sandals vacation. Like, I'm seeing it as like something that they don't want, like, for there to be surprises that don't surprise the audience, like, kind of feeling. It's like, I don't want there to be someone who doesn't actually end up skating around the rink. Like, I want everyone also perhaps to feel involved yet again. I want everyone to feel that they're really, I'm hearing, special. And even if it's in a way that is kind of like stimulating a certain story that has plot points in it that some people feel a little bit sorry to share with others, whatever that may mean. Remember the moon, and always take it as you will. What does it mean to feel sorry? What does it mean to be sorry? Take it as you will. The moon up top here, and respect to mention that, but the moon up top connecting to the Father of Wands and the Strength card, there's a focus on what eventually people will be recognizing of the whole event, and that's something that is not presented in the manual. I'm hearing specifically for the master's program or I'm hearing it as like I'm hearing convention. I'm hearing as well, though, I'm seeing it as like an event, like a debate, but also like a performance. And it's like, you know, when they pass out those pamphlets in the beginning, rather, it's like, no, okay, we're not going to be telling everyone how Houdini is actually holding the candle in his hand when he's not holding it, like that kind of feeling. It's like, we're not going to be telling everyone and spilling secrets. I'm hearing as well, those that don't have the rights to them fully also fleshed out. And there could be something that's like still I'm hearing being understood by the Secret Service as well still, and it's like we can't and we don't necessarily even want to assert any particular promotion. I'm hearing also material that we don't understand the doorway to, that it leads out of, and I'm getting here for a number. There's a bit of a complication. I'm hearing complicated clause that you may need to draw up, that you feel needs more time, and it's like we cannot be telling everyone that they're coming to the show either, because we don't know. I'm hearing how we will be arriving, and I'm getting like this. I'm getting this like I'm seeing someone who like talks like this, whatever that may mean for your number view. I'm getting it as like someone though, Taurus, I'm hearing Libra, who's like very particular in the way that they package certain promotion materials, and it's like we need to know also, and it could be someone who's a little bit paranoid as well, like I don't want to get sued. I'm hearing that for number view. I don't want to be called up by the police. I don't want to be packing my things and going to, I'm hearing Guantanamo Bay, whatever that may mean. If we go to number view, it's like I don't want to be getting I'm hearing ghosted as well by certain spaces that I need to actually occupy, and myself. And the feeling is that I'm almost seeing someone who doesn't want to get, like, I'm hearing for a number of you, like, kicked out of the country, though I'm hearing as well, in whatever way that may meant for you, take it as you will, or anyone else. The feeling is that it's like almost like I don't want to get my membership revoked. I'm hearing that for a number of you. I don't want to become like a bystander to the event that I wanted to be I'm hearing the bloom to, the blossoming of. It's like I don't want to get also like my I'm hearing exiled. I don't want to be exiled, and I'm seeing it in a way of like there being a number of individuals who may be involved in this performance. The Strength card coming through again over this Hermit. I'm hearing they're still contemplating the ozone, not layer, but letter. And I'm hearing it's one that reaches back home, whatever that would mean to cover number. I'm seeing somebody who's connected to a space that is geographically situated in a really like hot climate. I'm getting that, but I'm not seeing it as purely, I'm seeing it as almost like their work maybe relates to, or they work in an industry or an environment that deals with, like, I'm hearing molten lava. Like, it can be political for a number of you, but I'm seeing it as being something of I'm hearing air pollution. I'm hearing as well though I'm hearing like testing. It's like I'm hearing surveillance as well, like almost like a piece of land that has kind of like patches on it that like certain, I'm hearing movements are gauged through. I'm seeing it as, I'm hearing militant, whatever though, take it as you will, Taurus, always take it as you will, all right? But you got the Strength card here again, upright with the Son of Swords. There's a focus on who says what at the end of the day. And again, I'm seeing that this is something that perhaps you want to prepare for. Okay, and it's like, I don't want to be just singing, I'm hearing Sally's song when she didn't sign off on that, and I don't want Sally to be telling her mother either that we didn't make her a moment of honorable mention. And I'm seeing it as, for a number of you, as being something that you kind of want to get a little bit like politically connected with, in terms of like knowing who's involved, who's affected, by way of the solutions also that you stream, broadcast live. I'm hearing also in a public way, and it's like when we distribute this information, what's the response I'm hearing again going to be? I'm hearing what's the response rate as well going to be, maybe related to who kind of like replies, who perhaps donates. I'm hearing that for a number of you, who is in the process of integrating, I'm hearing, or interacting with a certain I'm seeing it as like a group, I'm hearing channel that is kind of like challenging. I'm hearing it again, the space that is being I'm hearing communicated through. I'm seeing it as there being a focus on, perhaps again, like I'm seeing campaign manager here with the Devil, like someone or some group who is managing funds as well. Okay, now the focus is on Taurus, what you considered to be a reckless cause. I'm hearing, and also a point of release of what didn't feel like a record that played out right. And it's like, that was definitely a broken record. I'm hearing, I'm imagining someone who's like playing a record and they're watching it go round and round, but they're listening rather, and they're tuning in, I'm hearing as well, to what is timed just right. And it's almost like they're listening to the way a song is played, and they recognize that that's Taurus. Okay. You're saying it's like they're listening to this record and they're like, is it the table that it's sitting on? Is it the time that we're listening to it at? I feel that something is not also properly financed. And there could be something that you, for a number of you, this could be like, I'm saying that I'm hearing off-putting as well, like something about the way that something was being carried out, perhaps in the past, or was upheld, even like, okay, was not, I'm hearing supported, was not entirely understood even in terms of what maybe it was needing to be applied towards. And I'm imagining someone who, like, let's say raised funds or had a certain, I'm hearing gala event, and I'm hearing there were certain donors who gave money, but that money went to like kids to play at Chuck E. Cheese, and you're like, what? I'm hearing, why did we wine and dine them when we should have been winding down the night with some words of wisdom, whatever that may mean, in particular for a number of you. And I'm seeing like someone, and always take it as you will, Taurus, but I'm seeing it as like there being somewhat of like a space that you would like to now challenge the application of the resources to, I'm hearing in for, and I'm seeing it as being almost like somebody who, let's say, has a campaign or has a, I'm hearing a closeout sale, I'm hearing as well, like someone who as well has, and again, always take it as you will here, Taurus, but I'm seeing it in the way of there being some form of even, I'm hearing investment, roundtable discussion. I'm hearing, though, it's not just a discussion. It's like, I'm hearing community, but resources. It's like who contributes what to a certain also company. I'm hearing culture, atmosphere. Take it as you will, yet again, Taurus. I'm seeing that there could be individuals with a number of different skills and talents that contribute to a certain space. But the feeling is that there may be charity. I'm hearing charity strongly here with the Devil and the Strength card and the Eight of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. Somewhat of like a space, and I'm hearing as well the Son of Swords, somewhat of a space that has been created but not, I'm hearing carried out in the way that is expected. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. Love and light to your Taurus. Thank you all so much for tuning in, for all of your support, your likes, your comments, your shares, your subscriptions. I'm so touched by all of you, and I'm hearing long term there could be a focus on what actually is holding I'm hearing the matter at heart all the way home. Thank you so much again for tuning in. Love and light to your Taurus. Thank you all so much for your likes, your comments, your shares, again, your subscriptions. I'm so touched by all of you. Thank you for connecting. And I highly recommend as well to check out your rising sun or moon sign, as you may find there's further insights there for you into your situation. You may also find that you resonate a whole lot with your Venus sign if you're watching specifically for matters related to Venus. All right. Nonetheless, any further messages that want to come through, I'm hearing the chancellor of the event. There could be a focus on who is in the driver's seat with this change, and it can be a matter of who may be like in charge of allocating certain funds, or what exactly I'm hearing the service announcement is going to be. And there could be a change to the way that certain people write, I'm hearing their love letters to, I'm hearing Lori, the Devil. It's like to the, I'm hearing afficando with the Devil, whatever that may be. Okay, but I'm seeing it as in a way, Taurus, of like how you want to turn a certain conversation around, and not just in a talkative way, but in a way that is regarding the potential that's held down the line. Okay, thank you so much again for tuning in, Taurus. Love and light to you here. Enjoy this period, and let's see any other messages that want to come through. I'm hearing timing here with the Devil. There's something that I'm seeing you emphasizing, you realizing that has application down the line, down in the long term. And I'm seeing that is the focus here. It's not just a matter of, when we have this conversation, I'm hearing specifically again in this one classroom, how do we feel when we're coloring together in that one coloring book? It's like, what does the coloring book actually serve as the platform for the change of that's taken, I'm hearing to be recycled, reviewed, renewed, regenerated. I'm hearing also regenerative, down the line, like in a way where people are not judging the character that was upheld in that one moment, that one discussion, and then capturing it in, like, I'm hearing a picture, I'm hearing, or like a solution in a program. I'm seeing it as like, it's not just one, let's say, program. It's a matter of how things are programmed or reprogrammed down the line into the long term. And there could be a focus here on what you feel you need to kind of lose touch with, lose sight of, in order to let, I'm hearing flow, I'm hearing the influx of certain, I'm hearing letters, but also like, I'm hearing offers that make this process for you actually flow. And I'm seeing it as being related to almost like I'm hearing change, transformation. I'm hearing also space, energy. What it is that is going to also, I'm hearing illuminate the very the very core of this conversation I'm hearing from a number of you, but also this conceptual change that you carry out the framework of in transformative ways down the line. Thank you so much again, Taurus, for tuning in. Loving the light to you here. Enjoy this period. The full moon in Taurus leading into the new moon in Scorpio. Have a beautiful, beautiful moon cycle, and thank you all so much for your dear support energetically above and beyond all. Thank you for connecting, and let's see if anything else wants to come through right before we trail it out. I'm hearing Capricorn here strongly with the devil. There could be focus on who you may want to appoint to a certain position, who you may want to perhaps even anoint with certain jewels to make sure that they're also attracting the right kind of money. I'm hearing that specifically. It's like, we don't want to just get, I'm hearing, funding from any friend here. We want to make sure that they are actually not a foe. I'm hearing that specifically for an overview, and that they're not going to be feeling us up when we're financing other projects. And I'm seeing you kind of like, or even their own, whatever that may mean for you. And I'm seeing it as like there being somewhat of like a clarity that you want to ensure certain conversations are held out through. Also a certain like professionalism with which you are even presenting this next chapter. And I'm imagining somebody who wants to start a company, who wants to even, let's say, start again a certain campaign, and they want to make things seem that there is not a complication to the way that things are carried out when they're not having a moment, I'm hearing, in the public eye. And it's like, I'm seeing that you want to kind of be more believable. I'm hearing that specifically for a number of you. Like, I want there to be, and it can be related to what was carried out in the past. I'm getting that for a number of you, but what I'm seeing is like, if in the past I carried out that one, I'm hearing campaign, that project like that, and that made me seem like I had somewhat of a priority there, that perhaps I didn't really actually prioritize, but as it may, whatever, okay? The feeling is like that you don't want to feel like people see you as walking through a single door into a room that you're demoing something in. It's like, I want people to feel like I'm just here because I'm not being held accountable to be here. And by anyone, I'm hearing politically, take it as you will, socially, financially, in any kind of industry I'm hearing as well. And this is something that you may feel towards has a certain charge to it that makes major waves, I'm hearing, in your industry, also in your own perception of what you create. And I'm seeing you as holding yourself to a certain standard, having a, I'm hearing also a certain hope, I'm hearing a certain wish that you feel has momentum, I'm hearing movement and potential that can be carried out in the long term. And it's like, I feel like I'm providing people, I'm hearing it specifically, with a perception that is octagonal, very interesting. I'm hearing in life force, something that I feel I'm not just like delivering to them, something that I'm not just arriving at the front door, the footstep of the bedroom with as like a gift. I'm hearing donor, but something that, and this could be someone else's energy, right? It's coming forth to you, but I'm seeing it as like something yet again. It's like, I want to give them something that actually holds, I'm hearing a gravity to it that is not just a matter of gratitude or graciousness, but also, and more so, more importantly, one of I'm hearing how it is that I'm hearing getting together makes I'm hearing the boxes all come together. Very interesting. I'm getting it as related to the Daughter of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles. There could be a feeling here, Taurus, and this reading's gonna kind of long here, okay, but that's all right. Let's roll with it here at Taurus, and right, it's all okay. But the feeling is like that there's something that you want to perhaps professionalize, but in doing so, there is, as you may feel it, a certain practice to that process that is not professional, and you're like, when I package this one box to give to that one person, it's not actually how many boardrooms it's revolved around to gather this sort of, and I'm seeing like an allotment of funds perhaps that you collected, and it could be funding it again, but I want there to be somewhat of like a sacredness. I'm hearing a specialness to the way that I stamp. I'm hearing my own initials on every, I'm hearing letterhead on every letterboard in ways that make others feel that the letters are not lost in translation. And I'm seeing it as like being, and on an energetic level, and if you're making vows here, I'm seeing it as being something that you realize is not just, I'm hearing communicative in nature, but that is really, I'm hearing considered in a space that is captured by way of the reflective moment, Daughter of Cups, that is held onto, but not as I'm hearing any physical I'm hearing materialization of it, and I'm hearing of the moment, and I'm seeing that there's again a sacredness, a specialness to what it is that you would like to establish, as well as a certain rhythm. I'm hearing heartbeat of a certain venture, and it's like if I am investing in something, or if I'm getting investment for a certain, I'm hearing company, or I'm hearing classroom or creative venture, I want to ensure that others also feel what it is that I took into consideration in creating this particular community. I'm hearing to service this, but I'm not saying it's just a community. I'm seeing it as like, or not purely as like in a communal way, but in whatever way that meant for you. I'm not seeing it as like just purely I'm hearing community, but I'm seeing it as being in the way of what has been brought connectively together, that doesn't decide how the dots are situated in the box independently, but is in the I'm hearing in the discussion room of, I'm hearing the waiting room as well, of understanding more deeply what connects each one of the dots in that particular space. And the Nine of Pentacles here, I'm seeing it as almost like the dots in the box being connected. Nonetheless, thank you so much for tuning. Loving the light to y'all here. Thank you all so much for your support energetically, again, above and beyond all. Loving the light to you here on this transformational journey forward, and I'll see you soon. And again, I highly recommend check out your Venus sign, as well as I'm hearing your Mars. Feel free to tune into the signs that you feel so compelled to watch, and always heed your personal intuition. Always heed your personal intuition, Taurus. I'm back in dimension as well here. I highly recommend watching in particular your moon sign, as well as your ascendant rising sign. You may find that you resonate a whole lot with your rising, ascendant sign and your moon sign. So again, take it as you will, however it is that you feel guided to watch. Nonetheless, thank you so much for tuning in. Dear Taurus, loving the light to you here. Thank you for your dear support again, and I'll see you soon. Bye, Taurus.